Today's topic is concept of protozoa and metazoa. In the previous lecture of 5 kingdom scheme, we came to know that among the 5 kingdoms, one of the main kingdom is Animalia. This Animalia kingdom is divided or classified further on the basis of number of cells present in the organism. If the body is constituted of a single cell, they are called unicellular. And if body consists of more than one cell, then they are called multicellular. The unicellular or acellular animals come under the phylum Protozoa, and rest all multicellular organisms are kept under Metazoa. In the traditional method, animals are divided into two groups, non-chordata and chordata. The group non-chordata is very diverse, and keeping so simplified protozoans in this group seems inappropriate, as many protozoans show plant-like characters and are very different from other organisms. And hence, the solution of dividing animals into protozoa and metazoa according to number of cells present in the body was considered. Let us now discuss the cellularity of both groups. Some zoologists call protozoans as acellular. These scientists consider these protozoans as complete animals, and they do not want to compare them with any one cell of the multicellular animals because at times they are more complex than a simple cell. Zoologist L.H. Hyman also felt the same. On the other hand, some other zoologists like to consider protozoans as unicellular. They think that not all multicellular organisms can be formed by septation of unicellular animals. In that case, multicellular animals are evolved from unicellular animals. Many scientists call the slime molds as acellular, as they are having many nuclei because cell does not divide at all, and hence body consists of many nuclei. In the present time, scientists prefer calling the members of Protista as single-celled or as unicellular. We have become familiar with the important concept of protozoa and metazoa. Let us now know the characteristics of both. Protozoa. These animals are eukaryotic with mostly a single nucleus, and in many animals more than one nucleus. Some may be colonial, but apart from metazoa, there is no division of labor except during reproduction. These animals are heterotrophic due to the absence of chloroplast. Cell membrane plays an important role in osmoregulation. In freshwater protozoa, contractile vacuole plays an important role in maintaining the saltwater balance. No muscles are found for locomotion. It takes place with the help of cilia, flagella, and pseudopodia. Asexual reproduction is present. Binary fission is the main reproductive method. Some species also form spores and cysts. It seems that protozoan is a group of varied type of animals, and hence it is not appropriate to keep all unicellular animals in a single phylum. One solution can be to consider all classes of protozoa as individual phylum. It is also very clear that animals of this phylum are more similar to unicellular algae, and hence both are grouped under Protista. Metazoa. All multicellular animals are kept in metazoa. Characteristics of sponges are different from others, and so they are kept in parazoa. Characteristics of metazoa are they show heterotrophic nutrition. Development takes place from an embryo. Metazoans are very diversified. A great diversity is seen in symmetry, nutrition, cleavage, and embryology. On the basis of these diversities, metazoa is further classified in different groups. Now, my next lecture will be an interesting journey of evolution of protozoa to parazoa and parazoa to metazoa. And along this path of evolution, varied forms of animals are formed which are kept or say classified in different classes. Their structure gradually becomes complex, and hence we will be traveling along formation of various grades of organization. Thank you.